What if every choice you thought you were making was already planned? What if, before you were even born, your soul agreed to come into this exact body, in this exact life? I'm Jules, and this is The Inner Jules. For years, I've been going deep into channeled texts, material from mediums who claim to speak with beings beyond this physical plane, and cross-referencing them against something very different, recurring themes in near-death experience accounts. Real people from completely different backgrounds with no connection to each other who died clinically, medically, and came back. And here's what made me actually take this seriously. It wasn't one dramatic story, it was the repetition. Person after person describing the same thing independently. A moment before this life where they reviewed a plan, where they recognized people, where they remembered agreeing to something. When that many unconnected sources describe the same experience, I pay attention. And what they describe again and again has a name: a soul contract. So let's start at the very beginning. Before the beginning, before your first breath, before you ever opened your eyes to this world, your soul existed, whole, aware, at peace. And in that state, according to what these channeled texts describe again and again, your soul sat down, gently, deliberately, the way you'd sit down with someone you deeply trust, and it began to plan. A blueprint, a gentle outline of the life you were about to step into. Your soul reviewed the body you'd be born into, the family, the country, the era, the culture, even the timing, because timing, it turns out, matters more than we think. Other souls joined in, souls who agreed, before any of you took physical form, to walk parts of this life with you. A parent who'd challenge you into strength. A friend who'd show up exactly when you needed to feel less alone. Someone who'd break your heart, because your soul knew that particular kind of pain was a doorway to a kind of growth nothing else could offer. Here's the part I find most beautiful. This was chosen in love, not fear. Your soul chose every hard chapter the way someone might choose to run a marathon, knowing the finish line would change them in a way sitting on the couch never could. This agreement, this soul-to-soul, life-shaping plan is what's known as a soul contract. And once it was made, you took a breath. Your soul stepped into a body, a tiny, brand new body. And in that moment, most of what you agreed to slipped quietly into the background of memory. Waiting for the moments in your life when it would resurface, as déjà vu, as an inexplicable pull toward a stranger, as a challenge that feels somehow familiar. You carry your soul contract the way you carry a melody you've heard before but can't quite place. And every so often, life hums it back to you. Now, let's talk about the word most people misunderstand more than any other in this space. Soulmate. Most of us grew up thinking it meant one thing, the one destined romantic love of your life, the person you're meant to end up with. And sure, that can be part of it. But according to the very same sources describing soul contracts, that definition is incredibly small compared to what's actually true. A soulmate is any soul you have a contract with. anyone your soul specifically arranged to walk beside, for a season or for a lifetime. That means your soulmate could be the parent who challenged you into strength, the friend who showed up the exact day you needed her most and somehow always seems to, the stranger who sat next to you on a flight and said the one sentence you needed to hear. And yes, sometimes a soulmate is the person who breaks your heart, because that particular kind of pain was the doorway to a kind of growth nothing gentler could offer. The people who hurt us the most are often fulfilling one of the deepest agreements we made. There's a term for this, a karmic contract. A soulmate whose role is to bring your unfinished lessons to the surface so you can finally heal them. Then there's the flip side. Soulmates who exist purely to remind you what ease feels like, what safety feels like. The friend you've known for 5 minutes, but somehow feel like you've known forever. And then there's the one people talk about the most, the twin flame. A soul so closely mirrored to your own that being near them feels less like meeting someone new and more like remembering someone you already are. Here's what I want you to sit with. Every meaningful person in your life, the ones who healed you and the ones who wrecked you, showed up on purpose. Because somewhere in that room before you were born, you agreed to find each other again. So if all of this was planned before you were born, does that mean your life is already written? That every choice you make today was decided long ago and you're just playing it out? Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your soul contract sets the stage. It arranges the meetings, the timing, the people. But the moment you took that first breath, something else entered the picture. Free will. Because according to these same sources, your life isn't a single fixed line from birth to death. It's closer to a living, branching tree. Every major choice you make opens a new path, a new timeline, running alongside all the others that could have been. Think about a moment that changed everything for you. A conversation you almost didn't have. A job you almost didn't take. A person you almost walked past. Your soul contract set up that moment. It made sure the door would be there, right in front of you, at exactly the right time. But whether you opened it, that part was entirely yours. This is what makes the whole idea so much more beautiful than simple fate. You're not a passenger watching a predetermined story play out. You're a co-creator, walking a path your soul helped design while writing the details with every choice you make along the way. Some choices open you to the timeline where you meet your soulmate right on schedule. Others delay it, reroute it, bring you there a different way. The contract doesn't disappear if you take the long way there. It simply waits, patiently, for the timeline where you're ready to meet it. So the next time someone shifts your life, for better or for worse, remember, that wasn't random. That was a contract, fulfilled. I'm Jules, and this has been The Inner Jules, part of my ongoing journey into deep spirituality, consciousness, and the knowledge I keep finding myself drawn back to, again and again. If this kind of exploration speaks to you the way it speaks to me, follow along. There's so much more of this world to walk through together. I love you so much, my dear friend.